You are Locked On Auburn, your daily podcast on the Auburn Tigers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Yes, and joining us on today's Locked On Auburn linebacker Chandler Wooten. How are you, man? Congrats on the huge win Saturday night.
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. A hard-fought victory, but against a very good team. And so, it's just something to build off of and, continue to keep the train moving.
Have you played in the new lights, under the new lights like that? That was pretty sweet.
Man, that was awesome. Electric atmosphere. That was the first time we had a night game, this season. So it was the first time we were able to display the lights. We've seen them before, but that was the first time, to be able to have all the fans in the stadium, be against a good opponent like Ole Miss and, be able to have that kind of atmosphere. So it was pretty awesome.
It was pretty cool. Especially the orange when the whole stadium kind of had that orange tint to it. Mm-hmm. Pretty neat stuff. I hadn't really been in anything like that before. So that was pretty cool. I want to talk about the game, but I want to talk about what happened after the game first, if that's okay. So the videos we saw one after Arkansas where you guys are all in the locker room waiting for Coach Harsin to run in there, and then it goes crazy with you guys kind of throwing water everywhere. How did that start? I think it's got to be a cool environment after a win to be a part of that.
Yeah, no, it actually started after the first game, after we played our very first game, and he got his first victory, and it was just something we did as a team, and now it's just something that we do after every victory. We did it after LSU, after every other win we've had this season. So it's just something that's kind of stuck, and it's actually become a cool little tradition that we have, and so it's probably going to be something we stick with, from here on out. So it's been pretty cool. Yeah,
the videos definitely get fans fired up after the game, something else to kind of cheer about. So I think that's pretty cool. Obviously, Ole Miss, very good offense. You guys held them to 20 points, 3 points in the second half. What all went into that awesome performance by you guys?
Yeah, a great week of preparation. We had a great week of practice, and then that kind of led over into the game. We had an awesome morning on Saturday. A lot of people don't realize, preparation goes all the way up until game time. I just remember waking up on Saturday. We went through walkthroughs, different meetings and stuff like that, and everybody was just on point. So you kind of just felt the energy, building up through the day, like, okay, like everybody's ready to play. And so, we got out there and, obviously they made some plays. They're a good team, so we knew they were going to make some plays, and so we just had to stick with it. Not give up the explosives, and we did that. And so I think that was the key to our success.
When a starting quarterback goes out for a little bit, what does that do defensively? I mean, is that something you even look at going into the game, or do you just kind of assume you're going to play the same quarterback the whole time? I mean, Corral's backup came in, and I forget his name, but I don't think he threw an incompletion. He looked sharp with the opportunities that he had, so props to him. But what's going through your mind as a defender in that scenario?
Yeah, obviously, the starting quarterback went down. He's a tremendous player.
Yeah.
Somebody we had the game plan for all week. And, once he went out the game, we just had to shift our focus into understanding, how they probably, would try to attack us. Obviously you don't really prepare for, injuries like that during the week. But obviously, as you see, that's why you recruit. Obviously, it's a next man up mentality. And so, we just had to stick with the game plan, no matter who was at quarterback, because we understand their play caller, kind of how they wanted to attack us as well. And so it didn't really change too much. But obviously, with number two back there, it's a totally different offense. And so, we just had to, kind of adjust from there.
Sure. Speaking of injuries, Owen Pappoe returned from his, and man, just an electric player. I mean, what do you kind of get from his energy when he's kind of out there? And I mean, it seems like the whole defense feeds off of it.
Yeah, no, it was huge having him back, along with TD. So it's kind of like we got our whole entire, defense back, and so we were feeling good. We were feeling confident. It's the first time we've had our entire defense back, since the first half of Penn State. Yeah. And so, it felt good. Obviously, some guys got banged up, and so we got to get in the training room, continue to get healthy and stuff like that. But, this is also, why you have healthy competition throughout the offseason, still going on throughout the season, because This is the SEC. Obviously, at this point in the season, everybody's nicked up and bruised. There's nobody that's 100%. And if you're 100%, you're not playing. So, obviously, it was huge to have him back this week. We look forward to, him work his way back. But he just brings a lot of leadership, tremendous speed to our defense, and just a physical presence that, is kind of unmatched. So, it was huge.
The amount of ground he can cover as quick as he does it. I mean, I can't imagine having to go up against that. I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible how quick he's able to get from point A to point B. And I mean, it's just like no wasted movement whatsoever.
Yeah, no, that's natural God-given ability. That's really something you really can't coach.
Yeah.
He's just got, some stuff that you just can't coach. And it's just a key part of our defense, to have linebackers that can run, defensive linemen that can run, edges that can run. And so that's one of the things, we kind of take pride in. Defense, a lot of speed on the field, and just being able to populate to the ball. And so that's something we preach every week.
Sure. Chandler, the guy that I've probably enjoyed watching the most on this team, and I've always loved watching cornerbacks. I love good defensive back play on the outside. Roger McCreary, I mean, it's like half the season went by and no one was really talking about him, but all of a sudden, like, he's popping up in the first round of mock drafts, and it's like, okay, the football world is starting to really zone in on Roger McCreary. What do you see from this guy as far as what he brings to the locker room, and then obviously what he brings to the field?
Yeah, just a tremendous player. And obviously as a corner, if a lot of people aren't talking about you, that's pretty much a good thing. So
right.
Corners
and offensive linemen, right?
Yeah, most definitely. So obviously, that means he's been doing a great job, in which he has. Just the attention to detail he comes to practice with every day. Just ultimate competitor. And so, every time he lines up, we're confident in that matchup. No matter who he's across from, he's a big time player. So, obviously, he'll have a chance to play on Sundays, but as for right now, we're focused on, getting better every day. Obviously that shows on the field.
The whole stories that came out after the game about how you guys paid attention to the picks that Game Day made, and of course they all picked Ole Miss, and I think it was either Roger or Jalen was talking about how that was coming up, like whenever it was in the red zone, and then you guys would make a stop. What were you feeling when you saw that they all picked Ole Miss?
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of used to it at this point. And at this point, we don't really care if they pick us or not. It's just extra motivation at this point. Just, we were at home a night game, and, they picked the Ole Miss team to come in there and just beat us like that. And, they don't never really show respect. And so, it is what it is. But obviously, it's up to us to go and earn that respect as well. So, predictions never won or lost the game, in the game of football. And so at the end of the day, they can pick who they want. But, if we keep winning, it really doesn't matter. So, that's just kind of, the way we looked at it, use it as fuel. It's just something that we've become accustomed to. So, it's just up for us, to kind of change that narrative.
Sure. So you guys have turned your focus already to your trip to College Station this weekend. Texas A&M lost 2 games in a row, but outside of those 2 games, they've looked like a pretty good football team. Is this possibly the best offensive line that you guys will have gone up against this year?
Yeah, no, they're a really good group, and they have a really good team. A lot of good skill position players and experience, on that side of the ball. And so, yeah, man, like you said, they lost 2 games early on in the season, but they're a completely different team right now, playing with a lot of confidence. We're not even the same team we were, when we played Georgia State and teams like that. And so,
yeah.
It's a long season, and so obviously they've improved a lot. And right now, they're feeling themselves, and they got a lot of confidence, as they should, because they're playing really good ball right now. So, we've definitely got our hands full, and it's a really good, group up front. A lot of size, and they can move, and so they create lanes for their running backs, and their running backs run extremely hard. So, yeah, we got our hands full, and it'll take a great week of practice, like I keep saying. But we're definitely up for the challenge. It should be a really good test for us.
What's it like playing in College Station? Obviously, it holds a a crazy amount of people, like 110,000 people doing their chants and all that good stuff. What's the environment like playing there?
Yeah, it's gonna be loud. It's gonna be rocking. It's gonna be a great atmosphere. Obviously, us being a 2:30, CBS game, it's gonna be a lot of buzz around it. So, we're expecting a hostile environment. They play really good at home. Obviously, beating Alabama there, a couple weeks ago. So we know where we're headed up against. Being in a hostile environment like that and against a really good football team. So, to take everybody on our team, be prepared, be focused, and just be on their P's and Q's, so we can go out there and do our best to get a job done.
A big storyline, Chandler, going into the season was what's the offense look like on the road, and that seems to have been put to bed. Is the approach different than it was in previous years as you kind of look across the line of scrimmage in practice? I mean, it seems like Bo Nix has been dialed in more now than ever. I know a lot of the defensive players have gone to Twitter and social media and saying, like, I'm glad Bo Nix is my quarterback. It seems like, he's gained a ton of respect from the locker room. But is the preparation as far as what you guys do on the road different this year? Or is it just, you guys are just coming together a little bit more?
Yeah, no, I think it's just, us coming together a little bit more, just having a closer brotherhood and, just the attention to detail and focus and level of focus that we have on a week-to-week basis. It's just a lot higher than it used to be. So I think when you couple that with, a lot of players having more confidence, just having that trust from their coaches, just being able to go out there and play free, and not worry about, anything extra. And just going out there and cutting it loose, like Coach Harsin says all the time, just go out there and cut it loose. I think that's benefited a lot of people. And, obviously for Bo, he's doing a great job right now. And a lot of people would have folded after, being benched versus Georgia State. But just the response that he's had, it just lets you know the kind of player he is, kind of person he is, kind of leader he is. And so, obviously, I wouldn't want anybody else next to be my quarterback. And, I'm glad he's on my team because some of the stuff he does out there is just flat out ridiculous. So I definitely wouldn't want to play against that.
Yeah, the magician. Absolutely. Absolutely. So you guys control your own destiny. And a big thing that Harsin has brought to this program is that 1-0 mentality. You're hearing more and more of you guys talk about that when you talk about preparation throughout the week. I think Brandon Council was one of the guys that talked about it a little bit after the game, after the Ole Miss victory. But what does that look like? Because, I mean, it's got to be somewhere in your head, right? That, okay, if we beat A&M, we've got a good chance of going undefeated to the Iron Bowl. And then, if you win that, you're in Atlanta. Is that at all happening? Or is the whole locker room bought in on, no, what matters is the next 5 minutes, getting better in the next 5 minutes all the way up to game time?
Yeah, no, you really can't let it because in this league, you can get beaten any week. So I feel like if you start looking ahead to, what's down the road 4 weeks from now, you'll get smacked in the face come this weekend. And so, as leaders, we've got to make sure everybody on this team is focused on one thing and one thing only, and that's, beating Texas this Saturday. Because that's all that matters. That's all we're guaranteed right now. So it really doesn't matter, what could happen later on. Because if we don't take care of business this week, everything else is out the window. So, I think what's important right now is, going 1-0 and just having the best Tuesday practice we can. And then we'll focus on Wednesday tomorrow and Thursday on Thursday, a great Friday. And then, going out there and playing our best ball on Saturday. So, yeah, you really can't look too far ahead. But obviously, you're human at the same time. So, it starts to creep into your mind a little bit, but, you got to fight that urge and just stay focused on the task.
Sure. Chandler, best of luck Saturday. Congrats on the big win this past Saturday. We'll talk again next week, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Word, man.